I know last time that you and I talked, back when we were at the dairy,
Okay.
talking about all this the first time, you had mentioned that you did say that, yeah, you did offer to pay for it.
Right.
Yes.
Which I think everybody concedes to at this point, correct? Everybody agrees that I offered to pay for it. We had that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. The next thing that we talked about is you had mentioned, he said, no, it's not really the direction we want to go in, you know?
Okay. Again, long time ago, that's basically the conversation Bob and I had. Was we were sitting in my car, and it was before anything had gone forward with it. Bob said, well, this thing's got to get paid for, and I was telling him my opinion. Like, Bob, I think it's low to kick a guy when he's down. Where I'm coming from is I really think if you guys are truly going to want to pursue getting this thing back, I should be the one to have to pay for it. And that's exactly how the conversation went.
I know I told you the council was dealing with it.
Okay.
Okay, so once you know the council's dealing with it, it's more or less out of my hands. I mean,
Right.
you were on the council for 2 years.
It's a group effort.
And you know what it means. And you know people that are still on the council, but I told you the council was dealing with it. It'd be wrong for me to talk on behalf of the council and tell you yes or tell you no.
What I was willing to write an affidavit saying was, yes, I offered to, I wanted to pay the town council for it. So, check in hand I think is irrelevant, but point that I wanted to pay, yes. If it did pop in your head that, hey, Cole wants to pay for the thing, it wouldn't have been a he said, she said thing. It would have been like, hey, gang, BTW, by the way, this guy's willing to pay for it. And what they're asking is, if at that moment it did pop into your head and in your mind you're like, it's totally irrelevant, no, then maybe that wasn't the best judgment. That's, I think, is that the issue we agree that we're speaking to right now? Right, and that's if it popped in your head at that moment.
My opinion is, if you had told me, tell the council this, which I don't remember you telling me, then I would have wrote it down and I'd have told them.
Okay, but that was something I was adamant about. Even in the Capital conversation, I was upset that they were going to want to do that. And I was like, no, Bob, this is how I feel about it. Now, again,
our conversations were long before we even had a decision.
Right, but it was way before any of it was even serious. But I was upset that they'd even go after him about it, and I was adamant about, I want to pay for it then. If it had popped in your head at that moment, and you decided not to say something about it, because maybe you're thinking, oh, it's a big deal, it wasn't serious, whatever, that's what the issue is now. If it popped in your head and you decided not to say something, is that an error, a mistake, bad judgment?